50, 45, there goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in, everyone. Today is September the 20th, 2023, episode 309 of the Dream Wager. And I'm with my main man, Elvis Acosta. E, how you doing today, kid?
Dude, I'm feeling good. Just got out of work, fresh shower, just ate some good dinner, Dill. Locked and loaded for the show, kid.
Locked and loaded. Yeah, we got a great episode. We got a lot to recap. A little Sunday night. I like the double headers, by the way. Double headers are cool on Monday night. I wish they do a little more. We got our power rankings through week 2. Can't wait to hear those. And we got Thursday night football. The Giants are on the road in the Bay Area, taking on the 49ers tonight. And then we got size, we got player props, we got total bets. So we'll be locked and loaded, so let's get right into it. Sunday night football, we'll talk 24-17. The Miami Dolphins get the win over your Patriots. Patriots 0-2, but I wouldn't worry, to be honest. I think they've played 2 pretty tough games, one at home, both at home, actually, right?
Yeah, both at home.
Both at home. You coming on not relatively a short week, but on the road here at MetLife, taking on the Jets. But I thought it was a tale of two halves. I thought Mac Jones played pretty well. I think you guys need to run the ball a little better. I thought Ramondre Stevenson had a tough game, but credit their defense. Their defense was amazing. Besides that one interception, I thought he played a pretty good game. Kind of held Tyreek Hill to check. Only 5 catches, 40 yards. He did have that touchdown, but Jalen Waddle was the big guy. He had 4 catches, 86 yards. But what'd you think of your performance against the Dolphins?
Dill, I expected us to keep it close. I expected a closer game than 7, so I was a little disappointed at the outcome, Dill. But, the fact that we was able to slow Miami down gave me confidence. Our defense looked okay. Mac Jones looks more comfortable and looked better in the pocket in the first 2 weeks than he did all of last season. So that makes me more confident there. Like you said, I'm not going to be too worried about the 0-2 start just because we faced you can make the case 2 top 5 teams, So, the Eagles, nothing to laugh at. And then the Miamis, bro, they've been pouring it on. So they look sharp so far. Like I said, during the offseason, this Miami team was 7-0 last season when King Tua started and finished the game. So let's just remember that, people. So, not to take from Miami, it's just for the Patriots-wise, Mac Jones looked good. I am concerned about the running game, Dale. We didn't really get it going. The fact that Mac Jones was able to average 5 yards rushing and then Stevenson only averaged 3.3 is concerning. Because I don't want Mac Jones to be running the ball as much as he did. He got 5 for 25 yards, which is great. But I don't want us to be dependent on him on having to run the ball that much. So I kind of want Stevenson. Even Zeke ain't going nowhere fast. He got 5 touches for 13 yards. That's not working, people. So definitely need to do something with the running game, Dill. But overall, not loving what I see, but I'm not disappointed.
No, I think there's some confident things you guys could build on. The one argument I would have on the offensive side, can Bill O'Brien draw something up down the field? It seems like there's no explosive plays with him.
Yeah, Dale, it's a lot of, underneath routes, a lot of slants, everything's like 15 yards max. Yeah. I do agree with you. We got to open it up a little bit. Hey, maybe he's just, haven't opened up the playbook officially yet, Dale. Now, maybe come against the Jets, we might have to use some of those plays because we know that Jets defense is nothing short but great. So,
and you guys are favorite. You guys are favored on the road against us, 2.5-point favorites. I mean, you guys have won 15 straight against us. So,
but favorite on the road?
minus 2.5. I don't even know if I want to bet that game, to be honest. I just want to sit and watch. And I don't think it's fair, but I get the narrative. A lot of people are telling Sauce and Garrett Wilson, oh, you guys haven't won since 2004 or 5, whatever the year was. And he goes, oh, well, that's not us. This is a totally different group. So I kind of like that from them, you shouldn't judge me and all the young guys that just came in off of other people's mistakes and failures. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That makes zero sense to me, though. But I don't know
Yeah.
who will be saying those things. But at the end, you gotta put some respect.
But
These two kids are special. At the end, they won offensive and defensive rookie of the years. Respectfully, give them kids some credit. Stop trying to break them down, man.
one person that you guys do make see ghost besides Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson, he does not play good against you guys.
Dill, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a bad game. It's gonna be a bad game.
Plummeted. I saw in the beginning of the week around 300. They're less than $100 right now, cheapest tickets. So
you gotta understand, Dill. It's no Aaron Rodgers, and then it's the fact the Patriots are 0-2. Yes, the rivalry is there, but at the end of the day, do people actually want to go out and pay? The key word is pay here.
Yeah.
To go see an 0-2 Patriots team, and then Zach Wilson, because in reality, that's what you're going to go see, Zach Wilson.
I will say Breece Hall has never versed the Patriots. His the 2 games we versed you guys, we were out with him.
Dill, does it matter if he only gets 4 touches?
That's the big thing.
It won't matter if he gets 4 touches. Dill. I'll tell you, give him 5. Give him 5.
Let's go on over to the Monday game. I thought 2 really good games. We'll start with the early slate. New Orleans takes care of the Panthers on the road. Honestly, besides that first drive Carolina made, he went down the field in his first possession and they got 3. They kind of stalled in the red zone. They really didn't get anything until that backdoor cover, the Panthers. I thought the Saints defense played pretty well. I thought Derek Carr played okay. He had that 1 pick, but he did throw for over 220 yards. They ran the shit out of the ball with Taysom Hill. He led the team in 9 carries for 75 yards. Chris Olave, Michael Thomas had some big catches. Rashard Sheed even had a few nice catches as well. But, this defense, I think we said the same thing about the Jets. This defense is going to keep the Saints in a lot of teams. Now they improved to 2-0. What are your thoughts with them?
Though I'm with you in this one. They took care of business on the road against a young Carolina team, but I expected more from the Saints team. So, they got the win, but I expected them to at least win this game by a touchdown, maybe double digits. It's Bryce Young, first home game under the lights, Monday night divisional matchup versus Dallas Allen and that pesky defense. We saw for 3 years straight what that defense did to Tom Brady. And to be honest, Bryce Young, he looked way better than I expected to. I understand the numbers ain't gonna pop out. 153 passing yards, nothing to brag about, but 22 for 33 against that defense. To me, that's pretty damn good. No turnovers. Key word: no turnovers. So he got sacked 4 times. Who wouldn't against that front? But the fact that the kid was able to go in there, had that big rush too, where he juked the middle linebacker.
Yeah, and the middle linebacker and slid. Yep.
Yeah. So. You see the potential. And by the way, real quick, Dylan, I'll switch it over to you. I don't like the fact that they were booing the kid midway in the 3rd quarter just because they ready to get nothing going. Bro, it's his 2nd career start. Don't look what you guys are the past 3-4 years ever since Cam Newton left. This kid ain't Cam Newton. He's not about to come in, win games, and then the next within 3 seasons you're in the Super Bowl. It's not going to work that way. Be patient. Be patient because this kid could possibly be the future for the organization.
So I'm glad you brought that up because after the game, I heard it live and I was like, whoa, like they're not New York fans. They're not Philly. Like this isn't even like the Carolinas. So let's be honest. What real sports are in Carolina? Like I'm no disrespect, but they're not a known city, sports city. So I heard that. I was like, ooh, like,
it pissed me off. I ain't go.
And then I went on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And all I read, Elvis, was hate. People were saying he looked bad. People said he might not be it. 2 games into the season. And to be honest, watching the game, and I think I've watched over it's like the Maxwell Gladwell thing where you do over something 10,000 times and you kind of perfected it. I don't want to say I perfected it, but like me and you have watched a lot of football in our life. I thought he actually played pretty well. Obviously he's used to everything being open in Alabama, but he doesn't have any weapons. He has no run game. I like Miles.
He has a 34-year-old Adam Thielen who's actually playing fucking good, but that's his number 1 weapon.
Okay, I'm glad you said that as well because people are saying he's like might be a Pro Bowler, and I'm like, whoa, he's okay. He's okay.
Good. He's played this still. He's playing better than we expected him to. That's why he's in that conversation.
100%, but he's not. I don't want to overstep it and be like he's a world beater. Yes, he might be their number one receiver. I agree there, but I don't.
He's not a top 10 wide receiver in the conference. Come on now.
Yeah, 100%. They have no run game. They brought in Miles Sanders. They can't run the ball, and he's usually scrambling for his life. What I like, and I think the maturity, him reading the defenses, looking away some of the safeties, they were breaking it down for you while watching the game. I thought Louis Riddick and Dan Orlovsky did an amazing job breaking down how smart Bryce Young actually is, checking off the safeties in your second defense. And this against Atlanta, who's an okay defense, and then a Saints that's going to be probably a top 10 defense. He's not forcing the ball over. He's not turning it over, and he's taking what the defense is giving them. So I don't want to hear this narrative that, we've checked out. He's not it. First of all, you can't make that assessment. I actually have seen a lot from Bryce Young, and I'm not the biggest Bryce Young fan, but I do think, he's a really good football player, and I think he might actually have a better career than C.J. Stroud, and I'm an Ohio State fan. So I don't like the narrative that they're out on the kid on 2 games. What has he shown that you're out on him? Yeah, he's 0-2. He has no fucking weapons, and he doesn't have a defense. I mean, what are we talking about, Elvis? I'm confused.
Still, I'm more confused than you are, though. Like I said, it kind of pissed me off. I don't know what do you expect from a kid in his second career. I understand this is year 2, blew away. But, bro, this is first career home game, and it happens to be on Monday Night Football versus a divisional opponent. Versus, one of the best front defensive lines in all of football.
Cameron Jordan were getting after him the whole game.
Game.
You got to give credit to his capability in rushing and throwing the ball out of, he's very smart. I don't know what people are seeing. It got me. I'm getting amped now. It's getting me aggravated. But what I saw, thank God you don't go on X or Twitter, because you would have seen the same thing. So
it's toxic, though.
Yeah, it is. Let's go on over to the second game. Man, the Cleveland Browns on the road. I want to read you a stat before obviously you're listening, they lost, but the Steelers offense struggled so bad. Matt Canada, that offensive coordinator, or I forgot their offensive coordinator. I think it's Matt Nagy. No, that's the Chiefs. I think it is Matt Canada. He's awful. He is god awful. I mean, in the fourth quarter, going into it, they were losing 21-19, right? They gained -7 total yards and won the game 26-22. I mean, it's that bad, Elvis. It's literally that bad. And I'm off Watson. I think this guy is, I don't like to overreact, but he has not looked good. Ever since coming, he played half the year last year, and he's played 2 games this year. Through all those 200 snaps, he's last in the league in yards per attempt. He doesn't push the ball downfield. He's not accurate. He has receivers, Elijah Moore, running out of bounds. Amari Cooper was banged up, and now a top 5, I could maybe argue a top 3 running back in the league goes down for the rest of the year. I mean, they're not good. I like Jermaine Ford, and I thought he had a really good game filling in, but Deshaun Watson did not look good. The interception did not look good. He only threw for 235 yards. TJ Watt, they were all over him, and he was running for their life. You know what I noticed, too, from Deshaun Watson and some of these quarterbacks that had easy escapability in college? They laggy-dag out of the backfield, and and then when they get caught, they're like, oh, shit. I can't believe I got caught. These are NFL linemen, coming at you running 4.5s. I don't understand. It looks like he's moving in slow motion to me. So, I don't know. I did not like what I saw from the Browns offensively or the Steelers offensively. I just thought it was an ugly game, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a sloppy game both sides, especially in that first quarter. It was, 3 turnovers just in the first quarter alone, Dill. Sloppy game. I'm not going to overreact, but I do have to agree, Dill, that Deshaun doesn't look – I'm going to just say this. He doesn't look like the MVP caliber that we saw in Houston. I'm going to just say that, Dill. But, this game should have been a win for the Cleveland Browns. Steelers was able to get 2 defensive touchdowns, Dill. I think that's huge. The strip 6 and then the interception, the pick 6 to start the game, first possession of the game.
That was a dagger.
Yeah, it's just you can't let those things happen, but it happened. So I'm not gonna take too much away, Dill, just because the Browns had this game in the bag. Kenny Pickett, I know Deshaun doesn't look good, Dill, but Kenny Pickett, he looked worse.
Yeah, both offenses look really bad.
Najee Harris doesn't look good.
Oh,
that
man.
kid, I think Jalen Warren.
Yeah.
He looks really good. And like you said,
the problem is they don't get the carries, Elvis. I'm sorry to interrupt, but they just don't get the touches.
Dude,
I don't understand.
It's because by the time they get the touches, it's already second and long, third and long.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett does not look good, Dill. Deshaun, it is concerning, but I still give Deshaun. I'm gonna still give him to week 8. A full season. Because he came in last 6-7 games last season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
give him a full year. If he doesn't start, I'm not saying we need to see MVP caliber in Houston, Deshaun Watson, but we got to see at least a top 10-ish quarterback because you're getting top 10 money.
By the way, obviously everyone knows Nick Chubb. One thing I don't agree with is the TV companies not showing it. My argument, but my argument is they basically showed DeMar Hamlin die for a second on the field.
Yeah, but they didn't know he died, cuz that's the difference.
But
we know he broke his leg.
Yeah, but it's like when you're little and when you want to see something, your mom's like, no, it makes you want to see it more. And while Joe Buck and Troy Aikman was saying, we just saw it and we're not going to you heard the crowd go, ooh, like everyone heard and saw it. And like, I'm kind of pissed off because I wanted to see it. Obviously, I saw it later online, but I mean,
I wouldn't.
As being televised, I feel like they owe it to the audience. They didn't televise the injury, but
Dill. I wanted
to see it. I think that was fucked.
Like, for example, like me, this is why I think it was the right call. I was watching the USA game, the FIBA game, when Paul George broke his leg. And that was gruesome, cuz. Like, But
they owe it to the audience who doesn't have social media that can't go out and see it. Now they're like, oh.
I understand, cuz, but come on now. At the end of the day, it's what? ESPN, ABC, like, they don't want to show that on their network.
It's getting a little soft, I would argue, to be honest.
I know, but they'll come on now. A lot of people can't. That was a dirty hit. I'm not gonna say the hit was dirty.
I don't know. Watching it back, I didn't think it was. Now
I know. I'm saying like the play itself, like the result.
Oh yeah, of course,
It's nothing to see it. It's not. You don't want to really. I know you want to see it.
Yeah.
But
and I bet you there are probably other people that wanted to see it as well.
Yeah, but 7 out of 10 don't. I'm one of the 7. I don't want to see.
That's a high number.
I'm good without seeing that. I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, on a positive note, this is I just had 21 straight Monday night home wins for the Steelers. They haven't lost at home on a Monday night game since like 2004. So just make a note of that. Every time they're home remaining, they're going to win. Even though I'll make the argument they shouldn't have won this game, they did win the game. I think that's a crazy fucking stat, but was it you or me? I didn't even know Allen Robinson was on this team. I saw him catch like a ball or two. I was like, Allen Robinson's on this team. I had no fucking idea.
I knew, but I honestly think
he's washed.
Yeah. He wasn't going to, especially, with Johnson and then Pickens.
Well, no, Johnson, he's on the IR now.
That's why. Allen Robinson's getting some burn. But yeah. I think he was just going to be a backup, a nice, steady, third, fourth string wide receiver. But hey,
and they did sign Kareem Hunt did sign with the Cleveland Browns on a 1-year, $4 million deal. It's a good backup role. The Kevin Stefanski's come out and said Jermaine Ford is our number one. He should be, and yeah, obviously it makes the most sense. He's smart. He's familiar with the play call. He's been on the Browns before, so it only seems right. Honestly, all these injuries to these running backs, that group Zoom did not work well for them, like at all, because besides Christian McCaffrey, knock on wood, it hasn't looked good. Saquon's down now. We'll get to that game in a sec, but you got Jonathan Taylor down. Josh Jacobs doesn't look good. Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt was smart. He said, I'm going to sit on the sideline. you got Sean you got Sean McVay publicly trying to trade Cam Akers. It just does not look good, I feel like. What are your thoughts on the running back situation?
They'll, I'm not gonna say this is why we're seeing them not get those big deals that they want, but this is why. Just because they get the most touches besides the center and the quarterback, the running back is gonna get tackled the most. Any other position, he's gonna be brought down to the ground more than anybody on the field. So yes, he has a higher injury risk. So that's why they're not getting paid, Bill. That's why they had to go meeting. That's why Josh Jacobs on franchise tag, Saquon franchise tag, Tony Pollard franchise tag. Is why we Jonathan Taylor still hasn't got a contract. No trade talks yet open about him. So this is why, Bill. They got a short shell life.
Yeah,
average, the average linebacker span is probably like 8 years. Raw running back is probably like 2, 3.
Yeah. So overall, another successful week. Week 2, I went 9-7-1. I had the one push on Monday night with the Saints covering backdoor Bryce. That's his name now. Backdoor Bryce. But yeah, 9-7-1, up 2 units. So a successful week 2. Let's see what I went. Oh, I did bad in week 1. Yeah, I went 8-15. All the teasers, they fucked up. All the teasers fucked up. But we had one bad week, one good week. Looking to have another good week. Elvis, how did you do week 2?
Week 2, we went 7-7, boys. Not great, not great, not terrible, but not great. If the Browns just fucking don't turn the ball over, we're sitting good. We're 8-6. Week 1 went positive. I think I went 8-6 week 1.
Okay, so
not
more
9-7. Yeah. So for the first 2 weeks of the season, your boy's positive, and we got a winning record. So that's all that matters. Go.
Let's get into these power rankings, Elvis. Some new teams have entered. I will say that. I think on both sides they've had to. Some teams out of the top 10 now. I'll start. I think it's pretty. Everyone.
You can say 1 and 2. You can
1 and 2. It's the 49ers and the Cowboys. I think the gap between 1 and 2 and the third one that I'm about to say is, I don't want to be excessive, but it's the Grand Canyon. It's that big, I think, right now. And just with both of the defenses, offense, Dak, he's playing good. He's not having to do too much, just beating up on New York teams. But, they got a good game this week, and I think they could continue. I think 49ers and Cowboys are the best team by far right now.
Yeah, I agree, Dale. But definitely the best 2 defenses in football. And then, overall, good teams. Got weapons on the offensive side of the ball. I think the question mark with the Cowboys is, can Dak do it in January? We saw Brock Purdy almost go to in the NFC Championship game, almost go to the Super Bowl if his elbow don't get hurt. So, hey.
I'll continue.
Go to 3.
Yeah, number 3 is going to be Ravens. I thought another impressive win over the weekend. I think Lamar, besides his fumbling the ball a little bit, I think he's been really good. Justice Hill is down. They signed Kenyon Drake today. So I think running the ball, they'll be fine. I know Odell is hanging out with Kim Kardashian right now. So pray for my man. But, going on the road and beating a very good Bengal team. I don't care that they're 0-2. I still think everyone had them booked for the AFC Championship. So let's not escape the fact that everyone saw this coming. So you saw it in John Harbaugh's face. He was so amped that he got this win. I thought this meant a lot for this team moving forward. I think they have one of the best two linebackers in the league. So I think they're obviously the shoe-in to win the division now, with Joe Burrow being kind of have that calf injury. So I like Baltimore. I think they're for real. And you're starting to see the offensive coordinator and Lamar kind of gel a little more. It's only week 2. So I think as the weeks go on, they're just going to get better. So I got the Baltimore Ravens right now at 3.
Dill, at number 3, give me the Kansas City Chiefs at number 3, Dill. With Chris Jones coming back, Dill, we saw how good that defense is capable of being. Held in the Jacksonville Jaguars just to 9 points at home, Dill. I think that says something about that defense with Steve Spagnuolo's calling it. And then offensively, I don't need to be nothing needs to be said. We already know what they represent. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs at 3.
At 4, going to stay in the AFC. Give me the Miami Dolphins. I think offensively they are 1B, maybe 2, the second best offense in the league right now. I think 2 is clicking on all cylinders. Jalen Waddle, you got Tyreek Hill, you got a big run game. Look, Raheem Morris rushed for over 120 yards over to the Patriots. So I think Miami Dolphins clear number 4. I think they offensively they're better than most. So I got Dolphins at 4.
Still at number 4, give me the Baltimore Ravens. Still, I love everything they're saying. The only concern that I got so far, pet peeve, Lamar just got to be a little more careful with the football. It's not leading to a lot of turnovers still, but that ball been hitting the ground now. So I just want him to be a little more secure with the football. But other than that, give me the Baltimore Ravens at number 4.
For my 5th, rounding out the top 5, give me the Philadelphia Eagles. I think it was a very good win. They've had 2 really close wins against the Patriots and then back home against the Minnesota Vikings. I think they're dealing with some injuries on defense, but they did lose Maddox torn tricep for the year, so that does hurt them. But offensively, another situation where they have a new offensive coordinator. I think it's going to take time to adjust, and I think they have 2 top 10, 2 top 15 receivers, and Jalen Hurts is phenomenal. So I got Philly at number 5, 2-0.
Still, at number 5, give me the Miami Dolphins. Still, like you saying, that offense is just something special. I think the defense will get better throughout the season and healthier throughout the season goes on. Still, but that offense with Tyreek looking like the best wide receiver in football. I understand he had somewhat of a quiet game against New England, though, but he's still special. Jalen Waddle, him and Jalen Waddle as a duo is special. Like you said, Morris, over 100 yards against us. I didn't expect that. If that running game is running like that consistently, they'll watch out AFC.
Yeah, for my 6th best team through week 2, give me the Kansas City Chiefs. Big bounce back. They were sitting at number 9 or 10 last week for me. Moving on up, I thought their defense played really well. Worried about the offense a little bit. It wasn't the best performance, I would say, on Patrick Mahomes' birthday. Yeah, they got the win. They covered on the road. Tough place to play in Jacksonville. But I envisioned a little more scoring from them. So worried a little bit offensively. Chris Jones doesn't look like he skipped a beat at all. Travis Kelce looks like he's going to take some time to get used to it. But yeah, right now I do think they're a good team. I have them at 6.
At number 6, still, give me the Philadelphia Eagles. The only thing the reason this team is not a top 5 team, in my opinion, is just because their offense has been a little sluggish just for the first 2 weeks. That's all. The defense, a little banged up, but they're still looking good. Running game, still looking good. It's just, that the passing game and Jalen Hurts, I think, is the offensive coordinator. I think they all just got to gel, and that's going to take a couple more weeks still. But that's the only reason they're not top 5 in my power rankings, just because the offense have been sluggish.
Yeah, for number, I think I'm at 7. I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints. Undefeated, went on the road twice. Yeah. They beat Carolina and they beat Atlanta, 2 divisional games that are tough games.
No, they played Tennessee at home week 1.
Tennessee. Tennessee's a very good team as well. They have a really good defense. So Derek Carr's look good. Michael Thomas looks like he's back, knock on wood. He doesn't look injured. Defense, Cam Jordan, we just talked about getting home still at the age of 36. So defense, I really don't worry about. It's offensively, and Derek Carr's the main question point. But right now they're winning games. So 2-0, I got Saints at 7.
Dill, number 7. Give me the Buffalo Bills at number 7, Dill. What we saw Sunday, I'm not going to overreact, but it was an impressive victory defensively, offensively, kind of like the Buffalo we're used to seeing of last year. They'll give me the Buffalo at number 7.
For number 8, give me the Washington Redskins going on the road and beating a top 5 defense that everyone was so scared about going up in elevation. Sam Howell looked amazing, in my opinion. Threw for 299 yards, basically 300. Didn't turn the ball over again. Brian Robinson looks phenomenal. They got a couple good receivers. Even the guy, John Bates, has gone under the radar, I thought. Gibson's playing well. Logan Thompson. You're not even seeing it from Jahad Dotson either. So that's what's scary to me. 2-0. Hey, don't look now, but the NFC East, only one loss in that whole division, and obviously came from the Giants. But yeah, Washington Redskins, I like them a lot here, so I got them at 7.
Dill, at number 8, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. I understand they had a tough loss against the Kansas City Chiefs, but that's the Kansas City Chiefs, people. That's the favorite to represent the AFC. I'm not going to take too much of that. Yes, it was a little concerning. They was only able to put up 9 at home. Yes, it's concerning a little bit, but they're still going to be a top 5 team when it's all said and done. I think Trevor Lawrence is that dude. I think the defense will get better throughout, and then the offensive weaponry with Travis Etienne, Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, and that kid Calvin Ridley deal, I think is going to take off. They'll give me the Jacksonville at number 8.
At number 9, I have the Atlanta Falcons, another 2-0 team playing really well. Desmond Ritter's not playing terrible. I don't think he's an elite quarterback at all, but he's getting the job done. He's not turning the ball over, and he's managing these games and coming from behind, which is the impressive part. So go at home against a team that, everyone thought they were going to lose to in the Green Bay Packers. Arthur Smith has the boys playing. Bijan Robinson might be the best running back in the league right now. Like I understand why they drafted him that high. Drake London looks okay. Mac Hollins actually looks pretty good as well. So they got some receivers. Their defense makes stops when they need to. This is a gritty team. I like the Falcons. They're impressive. They're 2-0, so I'll have them at number 9.
At number 9, Dill, give me the Cleveland Browns. I understand they just lost Josh Jacobs, but that kid, Jerome Ford, looks pretty good. We already got told he's going to be the RB1 moving forward, and I like it, Dill. I'm not going to react over a tough loss in Pittsburgh, Dill. If Deshaun Watson is able to turn it around, Dill, I think the Cleveland Browns team could still get somewhere further on this season. I'm not going to overreact over one tough loss. Give me the Cleveland Browns at number 9.
And I'll finish off the top 10 with the Buccaneers, another 2-0 team. Baker Mayfield's playing phenomenal, not turning the ball over, threw for over 300 yards. Granted, not a good Chicago team at all, but going at home, taking on, a desperate Chicago Bear team. I thought they looked impressive. Mike Evans looks like he's going to get a good contract wherever he goes, or if he winds up staying, regardless. But defense is playing really well, so I like what I've seen, and watch out. They might actually win the division. They really might. So I got them at number 10. Can't have any, besides the Chiefs, can't have any 1-1 teams in my top 10 right now.
I hear you, Dill. Give me the New Orleans Saints at number 10, Dill. This team would have been a little higher on my list. It's just offensively, it is a little concerning. Just 17 points week 1, 17 points again week 2 against 20 points against the Panthers. I expect a little more points offensively being scored against the Panthers on the road, Dill. So that's the only reason the Saints are just at number 10. I wanted them to put a little higher, but offensively they haven't showed me enough. And also losing Jamal Williams and Calvin Kamara won't be back for another week. So I don't know who's going to be the starting running back week 3.
Love it, E. I think we were kind of similar between 1-5, 1-6, and then 7 through 10. It got crazy, but love it. Disagree with a lot, but I appreciate it, to be honest. So
I disagree with a lot. Is yours with you, Dylan?
Hey, I got nothing but winners on my list. So
I hear you, but they're not top 10 teams.
We'll see. They're top 10 right now. That's the title through week 2 power rankings. Before we get to both of our number 1 team, the San Francisco 49ers, quick read from our sponsor. We're brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted number 1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's playing golf with a huckleberry or an elderberry, watching Thursday night football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, E, let's get to it. Thursday night football. The Giants are on the road in the Bay Area to take on the 49ers. Saquon Barkley, like you mentioned earlier in the show, is out. I love Daboll coming out and said, "Oh, well, he might actually play," but he was playing chess, not checkers, folks. Always be alert. Line has moved. It's gone to 10 to 10.5 right now. Money line for the Giants plus 430, minus 590 for the San Francisco Giants. Over under is at 45. Opened up around totals at 44. It opened up at 45.5. It's actually come down. Saquon out. Giants left tackle Andrew Thomas is out as well. So they're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. We'll start with this side. Are you going to lay this big number, kid?
Joe, I'm going to be honest. I'm leaning the minus 10, people. The only reason I'm not going to tell you, or I possibly won't go to the window with it, is because the backdoor cover will be live. Would it shock me if the 49ers just bench all the starters, in the fourth quarter, midway, and then the Giants just happen to score 10 points in the fourth quarter? Would it shock me? No, Dill. Do I believe the 49ers are going to go in there and take care of business? Absolutely, Dill. But would we be shocked if the Giants backdoor cover? I wouldn't, Dill. I wouldn't. So I'm not gonna say lay the 10. Like, don't get me wrong, that's the play. That's the play, people. But the backdoor coverage just could be open. I'm not gonna trust it. So my official play for this game will be: give me the 49ers minus 2.5 first quarter, and then minus 7.5 first half. I expect them to walk the Giants in this scenario. Like, just walk them. It might be. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be what we witnessed Sunday Night Football Week 1 against the Cowboys. I'm not saying we're gonna see that, Dill, but I do expect the 49ers in the first half just to ram house.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lay it. There are still 10s out there, so shop around. I'm gonna lay the 10 here. Niners, they've won 12 straight. 8 of those 12 have come by 13 points or more. Giants, they get trashed by really good teams, and then they could barely beat an Arizona Cardinal team. They had the worst run defense last year. James Conner last week got anything he wanted. Like I said, Saquon's out. The O-line is a disaster, in my opinion. I don't know.
Left tackle out.
Left tackle's out. I don't trust the left guard. The whole left side is awful, I think. And Evan Neal, the guy they drafted, I think 2 years ago, he hasn't looked good at all. So they're hurting on the offensive line really bad. I just think the number is going to go up. So I got to lay the double digits here with the Niners. I think we see a blowout here at home. I do have them in a few teasers as well. I'll say it after our player props, but we'll go to the total real quick. Like I said, the total has gone up it actually has gone down. It started at 45, and now it's down to 44. Do you agree with the line movement? Because I really don't. I actually think we're going to see points.
Dill, I put it like this. I agree with the line moving down just because we know Saquon can always hit a home run, because Saquon is always a threat, even though we expected him not to play, just because of the injury. But, Saquon, Dill, we both know he could hit a home run for 60, 70 yards. So
hold up. Breaking news. Can I say it?
Yeah.
I wish I had the da-na-na.
Da-na-na. We need our own.
Yeah, it's for the sound bar. Like I said, Sean McVay and the Rams are trading running back Cam Akers to the Minnesota Vikings for a swap of the 2026 draft picks.
Swap?
Yeah.
So wait, they traded a pick and Cam Akers, or they?
Yeah. No, they traded him for a swap of 2026 picks. So they're swapping 2026 picks and said, here, on top of it, here's Cam Akers. Which makes sense. We outlined it after the Thursday night game. Alexander Madison, he probably seems like a really good guy, but he's just not it.
He's not it, yeah.
So are you surprised? Because we literally were just talking about it, and then it broke.
Not surprised he got traded. Not surprised that he landed in Minnesota, because Minnesota needed something. I'm surprised that Minnesota ain't called Kareem Hunt, or give a call to the Indianapolis Colts. They're right next door. It's not like it's a far drive. You probably take a helicopter, get some lunch.
Yeah. I think you outlined it perfect. I'm not surprised that Minnesota traded for a running back. I am surprised it came at this point in the season, to be honest. So back to the game, though. Yeah. Actually, what do you think about the team total for the Giants? It's sitting at
16.
around 16.5. I would go under. I have a hard time believing with the weapons available that he's going to, let's be honest. The first 6 quarters, they were held with 0 points. What makes you believe, not you, I'm just asking in general, like what makes anyone believe that the Giants could actually score on this defense?
On the road.
On the road, yeah, they might score like a field goal or a touchdown, but you're saying they're gonna score 3 times?
They're basically saying 2 touchdowns and a field goal to go.
The Rams had a tough time getting 20 points on this defense, and the Rams are actually pretty good. So I would lean that, like, forget the total of the game. I would actually lean towards the Giants team total under 16.5. I think I'm seeing minus 106 out there. So what do you think about that? Do you want to play the full game or maybe like a team total?
Dale, I'm going to be honest. I agree with you just because, like you said, this team was scoreless the first 6 weeks of the NFL season. 2 of those quarters was in Arizona.
Yeah,
and if you're a loyal listener, you know how me and Dylan felt about Arizona before the season started. Yeah. So, Dale, it's a tough one. You know, we saw them perform against a very good defense against the Dallas Cowboys, nothing, and then we seen them have a fucking all-time comeback in the second half versus a mediocre defense. So. I'm with you. I gotta lean the under 16.5 just because, if anything, if you could find it, people do team total first half under, because it's gonna take them a while to get in rhythm. No Saquon, no left tackle. It's gonna take at least 2 possessions for Daniel Jones to get settled in. Because I'm telling you, first possession, second possession, it's gonna be sack, possibly a turnover.
So first half, Giants team total 7.5. The under is minus 130.
I'm telling you,
7.5.
That's the thing. They might, let's just say Brock Purdy throws their interceptions. Giants get really good field position. They could get easy 3 points right there, though. So it's just. From what we witnessed, we don't expect the Giants to score any points, especially in the first half. I don't.
Yeah, no.
So
that's another bet you might like. First half Giants team total 7.5. I'm gonna do the full game. I feel like 7.5 is very sharp. I think the number is like spot on. So 16.5.
I think they either get 2 field goals at half. I think they get. I like it. I like it. Under 7.5. I think they get 2 field goals. If not, a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, so I'm not going to touch the full game total because I don't actually agree with the line movement. So I'm not going to totally stay away from it. I'm going to actually play the Giants team total instead for my total play. Let's go to player props. You can take a lot of people. Obviously, Daniel Jones, Darren Waller, Christian McCaffrey, Debo, literally anyone. Brandon Ayuk, we'll see if he plays. He was a little banged up, but talk to me player prop wise. What do you like?
Dude, I'm going back to the same well. Give me Christian McCaffrey over 78.5 rushing yards.
That's one.
This dude went for $120 last week,
and then 152 first week.
People understand, 100. If Vegas puts the number at 100, 105, people are going to smash the under, and he has a good chance of going under. But people at 78.5. Come on now, he might get this in the first half. We saw Nick Chubb just get it in the first half come Monday night. He had 62 yards in the first half before he got injured. I just don't understand why the number is so short. We know Christian McCaffrey is a dog, arguably the best running back in football. That offensive line, think about it. Half the time he's running behind Trent Williams, who happens to be the best tackle in football. I don't understand why this number is so short. I'm gonna keep smashing it. Christian McCaffrey over 70.5 at minus 135.
Yeah, so I got it at over 79.5 minus 103. I like it as well. I mean, the one issue and one concern I guess I have, and I wanted to run it by you, we've seen over 20 carries plus per game. Now, do you think if we smell a blowout and they're blowing him out, that's my one problem. He might not get the carries
No, but that's
to
my
go.
thing, because I expect him he possibly go over this number in the first half.
Wow.
Dale, it wouldn't shock me. We saw it last week. I think he went over the number in the
In the
first
first
half last.
Yeah, he did.
So Dale, he's just special, running behind one of. And let's not forget people who's calling the plays. Kyle Shanahan is just dicing them up, and against the Giants defense, don't get me wrong, the Giants defense is pretty good, but they're just gonna out scheme him. He's just gonna out coach them, and he's just gonna out talent them.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my plays as well. I also like the receiving and rushing. The combined last week, they were fools. They set it under 100. I think I got it at 98, 97.5. They've gone up. It's 113.5 for receiving and rushing, but he's gone over the rushing just alone. So I like over because he's caught 3 catches for 19 yards last week, 3 catches for 17 yards. So just add on another 15 to 20 total yards. So going to go over his receiving and rushing yards at 113. I'm also going to go over his rushing yards, and I'm going to go over, we'll keep it with the rushing. I'm going to go over 37.5 rushing yards for Daniel Jones. I honestly believe this guy is going to be running for his life. We saw it last week against Arizona Cardinals, and now against this defense and Nick Bosa. Yeah. My man's going to be no Saquon. I honestly believe they're going to have design runs. They have to. They have no weapons besides Darren Waller. So I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of design runs. So 37.5 seems a little small. Last week he had 9 carries for 59 yards in his first week against a very good Dallas team, 13 carries for 43 yards, and still went over it. As long as he gives us 3.5, 4 yards a pop, we're going to get there. So 37.5 seems extremely short for no running game at all. He is their running game. Give me over 37.5 rushing yards for Daniel Jones. What's your next play?
So my next one is a lean. This Christian McCaffrey, and then the first half in the first quarter. Those are my 3 official plays. You can find them on action. But Dill, like you said, they have no running game, Dill. So I think definitely going to be exploring the passing game a little more. It's going to be tough on that defense, Dill. But I think they're going to try to contain Darren Waller because he's going to be the number 1 option. Dill, give me Darius Slayton. Over 33.5 receiving yards, Dill. I think the number is short. I think he's gonna get a handful of targets, maybe a little more than that, Dill. And I think he'd be able to come down with a couple of balls for around 40 to 50 yards, Dill.
Another lean I kind of had as well was George Kittle, 45.5 receiving yards. And, he really hasn't had the best start. He only had 3 catches for 19 yards week 1 against a really good defense, then 3 catches for 30 yards. But the Giants can't cover tight ends to save their life. They don't have good linebackers at all. Their secondary is very young. They're trying to build it up. And I just think George Kittle, I expect Brock Purdy to have a better of a game. Not saying he was bad last week. I just expect him to have a better game. And I think this is a good get right spot for George Kittle. He really hasn't had that breakout game yet, and I think this is a perfect game for him. I don't think any linebacker on the Giants could really cover him, and I get why the number is at 45.5. So I would lean over that as well, but those are all the player props I had. Any other leans or anything that I missed, D?
Nah, Dill. Don't, like I said, I lean with you with the George Kittle, but he's just been quiet, Dill. I don't know why. You understand they're loaded with weapons with CMC, Ayuk, Debo. And at the end of the day, let's not forget, people. George Kittle is a hell of a pass blocker. That's what he makes his bread and butter. He's an elite pass blocker. He's not like Travis Kelce and Waller and these guys. He's gonna have a ton of yards. Kittle is a traditional tight end, so that's why he's having a little slow start, though. But I do expect him to wake up eventually.
Yeah. Elvis, good luck on Thursday. Let's start the week on a good note. We did last week with the we got the better of the number. Hopefully we got the best number today with the Vikings last week. Any additional bets, anything before we get going?
Nah, Dill. I didn't even have baseball plays. Like I said, I literally came straight from work to the screen right here, people. So
last play for me on the way out, going to take the Blue Jays tonight on the road at Yankee Stadium. They blew them out yesterday. Just think the Blue Jays they have something to play for. They're going to be hopefully they're about 11-10 games left, depending on whichever team you root for. But like the Blue Jays, and I think they're going to beat the Yankees here on the road. So that's going to do it. Elvis, any last words before we get out of here, kid?
Nah, let's just have a great Thursday. Hopefully, it's another electric, high-scoring game like we witnessed last Thursday. Honestly, if you take the team total under, no. But if you don't take the team total under, let's have a fucking shootout, people. I just want to see a good game. That's all.
Yeah, 100%. I think we will. That's going to do it for this Wednesday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys on Saturday. We'll recap Thursday Night Football. We'll give our best bets. Already week 4 in college football, and they're a loaded slate. I got a lot of plays already. We'll talk about week 3 in the NFL. So follow along our social media, X and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We go live every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on YouTube, youtube.com/The Dream Wager. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend, everyone. Have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.